Talk to me about Jacob Chansley for a second, though, and talk about his sort of conditional release. He's in a halfway house now after having served a certain amount of his sentence, and there was some speculation, there were some headlines actually after he was moved to the halfway house that it was because of the exculpatory evidence that existed in the January 6th videos that Speaker McCarthy had given to Tucker Carlson, the ones that we saw where he was just being escorted around the Capitol very peacefully, chatting it up with the cops around him. I don't think that's the right take, though. I don't think that he was released because of exculpatory evidence. You can correct me if I'm wrong procedurally here, but this is very normal for this to happen.
Right. You're exactly right. It did not have anything to do with the footage that Tucker showed. Jacob Chansley has already been in jail since the beginning of January of 2021, really a few days after he turned himself in. So he was incarcerated under pretrial detention orders. So Judge Lamberth, I checked the docket. He signed his probation release in January. So, of course, this was before the footage was shown. To your point, it is Jacob, I'm sure, got, time served or, well, he did get time served from when he was in pretrial detention, but also good behavior. So this is not, it doesn't have anything to do with that, except that it, I think, really got people's attention to see footage that they had never seen before. See that this man is languished in prison now. It'll be, 2 years, more than 2 years, kept in solitary confinement conditions. But Liz, here, getting back to the obstruction charge, what if that's thrown out by the Supreme Court? Or even the DC Circuit, the full circuit comes back and says, no, we're dismissing this. And it ends up, what happens to people like Jacob Chansley? I mean, their lives have already been destroyed. It's too late to go back to the Department of Justice and say, hey, it's the old line. Where do I go to get my reputation back? It's not even a reputation. I mean, he's been in jail for something he never should have been. A lot of people are. Dozens of people have been convicted and taken plea deals for this. And so that's why I really hope that at the end of the day, these people are exonerated and the Department of Justice is exposed for what they've done with this felony count. But getting back to what you said about Jacob Chansley, no, it didn't have anything to do with that footage. But I'm very anxious to hear what Jacob has to say when he's released. I followed his case from the beginning. And I'll tell you, listening to his sentencing hearing was heartbreaking. I mean, he's a veteran. He has PTSD. He has mental health issues. He begged Judge Royce Lamberth for mercy. He said, I've been in solitary confinement for over 300 days. I didn't do anything wrong. I love my country. The government wanted 51 months in jail. And Judge Royce Lamberth, the Reagan appointee, I'm telling you, these old judges, what they're doing to people, I'm not so sure I would act that way in my latter years of life. But showed Jacob Chansley no mercy and sentenced him to 41 months, again underscoring the real villains in this whole process, which are these federal judges.